I wanted to do an episode completely debunking Matt Pat's Star Fox episode, but technical issues, my side, not Star Fox, are kind of in the way right now. So, Sammy has asked me if I would do a quickie. Let me rephrase that. Samus wanted me to do a quickie on Metroid to show why a Morph Ball is necessary for a bounty hunter in a power suit. It is David vs. Goliath here on Captain Quasar channel. Now, before some angry MatPat fans decide to get mad at me for debunking MatPat, I'd like to point out 3 things. 1. MatPat has been wrong before. 2. MatPat has admitted his errors in the past. And 3. I am a MatPat fan. So I do it out of respect for the game theory community. So, MatPat, you mentioned the idea of her crawling through low corridors in the power suit as being technically possible. While you are right, she might be able to crawl through low-hanging areas, you fail to take into account speed. Now, take a look at this footage from Metroid Zero Mission. Here, without the Morph Ball, unsuited, she took 1 second and 41/100ths of a second to pass through the corridor. But when she has the Morph Ball, it only takes 69/100ths of a second. More than double speed increase. Now, if you add a full power suit and had her crawl through small passages, this game would take forever. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't want to spend my game crawling through passages. So, my final thoughts on this issue are simple. Even though she might be able to fit through passages wearing her power suit, this is irrelevant. The Morph Ball provides speed, and all bounty hunters crave speed. Now, onto another subject. A question for MatPat regarding Zero Mission. You do a very good job of researching this, so you're the person who could answer this. When I first played Zero Mission, I was unaware that it was touted as a remake of the first game. I assumed that by Zero Mission, they were referring to it taking place before the first game. I mean, it made complete sense. After all, I killed Mother Brain in the 1980s, then she comes back in the 90s. So why couldn't she have been killed before? Also, there is the issue of the map change. It is one thing to add new areas outside of the first game in a remake, but to alter maps in the way they did reminds me of how the map was altered between the first and third Metroid games. As if, perhaps, the Space Pirates made repairs between games, but didn't repair it to Zero Mission standards before the next game. The changes could also be accounted for by damage from the explosion. Under that interpretation, I thought, hey, it's very appropriate for them to include the first game, but only after you finish Zero Mission. What I would love to hear is game theory's take on this question. There is one point you might bring up, and that is the power suit. At the beginning of Zero Mission, Samus has a suit more akin to the first game. But then she receives an upgrade that looks a lot like the power suit from Metroid 2. I mean, one could claim that this is the gap being filled between the two games. I would say yes. And I'd also say no. I mean, think about it. Every game, Samus, for unknown reasons, loses all her power-ups. Of all the games I've played, They explain this a total of 1 time, and this explanation cannot be transferred to other games. I would suggest that after Zero Mission was done, Samus had to make repairs and figure out how to duplicate the power suit. Because of this, Samus grabbed her spare original power suit that had no power-ups, thus feeding us into the next Metroid game.